everyone. Our reading with vocabulary lesson today is on the book A Baby Penguin Story. The author is Martha E.H. Rustad, and there's also an editor for this story. Her name is Gail Sanders Smith. And the editor is somebody who goes through the book a few times with the author before they publish it, before they make it so that everybody can read it. And they make sure there's no spelling errors, they make sure that the book makes sense, and that the facts in our story are correct. And so maybe this consulting editor, Gail Sanders Smith, maybe she's an expert in penguins or in animal behavior. There's lots of things that this person might have been able to help the author when she was writing her story. So before we begin and learn a little bit about baby penguins, let's do some of our vocabulary work. Looking at our first two cards, looking at our first two pictures, our vocabulary words are the word fluffy and rocky. Fluffy and rocky. Rocky means covered with rocks. Rocky. Rocky means covered with rocks. Fluffy. Fluffy means soft and puffy like feathers. Fluffy. Fluffy means soft and fluffy like feathers. Okay, looking at our two vocabulary pictures, point to which picture you think is the word fluffy. Pointing to the picture which you think means fluffy. Okay, and then point to the picture which you think means rocky. Rocky. Pointing to that picture. Okay, did you choose this picture for the word fluffy? Yeah, fluffy means soft and puffy like feathers. This dog looks very fluffy. I bet he's soft if you petted him. Fluffy. Okay, our next one. Did you choose this one for rocky? Correct. Rocky means covered with rocks. Rocky. Rocky. Okay, we have two more vocabulary words. Looking at our pictures, the first one, our vocabulary words are the word tasty and icy. Tasty and icy. Tasty means delicious. Tasty means delicious. Tasty. Icy means covered with ice. Icy. Icy means covered with ice. Okay, looking at our two vocabulary pictures, which picture do you think shows the word icy? Which picture do you think shows the word icy? Pointing to that picture. Okay, now pointing to the picture which you think means tasty. Tasty. Did you point to this picture for the word icy? Correct. Icy means covered with ice. Icy. And did you point to this picture for the word tasty? Yeah, tasty means delicious. Cherries are delicious. But some people have different taste buds and they might not think the same thing. But some people think cherries are delicious. Some people think cake is delicious. Some people think, what's another good one? Cheeseburgers are delicious. Some people think ice cream is delicious. Something that tastes delicious is the word tasty. Okay. We got all four of our vocabulary words done. That means that we can read our book. Okay, let's find out about our baby penguins. A baby penguin story. A white egg sits on a rocky... I'm going to start that over. A white egg sits in a rocky nest. A tired dad sits on top. Pip! The egg cracks. Oh, I saw a vocabulary word in there. The first vocabulary word was the word rocky. covered with rocks. So the dad is sitting on a rocky nest. There's the little egg. He's very tired, waiting for his egg to hatch. Both the dads and the moms sit on the egg while they're waiting for them to hatch. Out hatches a fluffy penguin. Fluffy. One of our vocabulary words. And fluffy means soft and puffy like feathers. Out hatches a fluffy penguin chick. Cheep, chatter, peep. The tiny chick is hungry. Its mom spits up its fish into its open mouth. So penguin moms, they chew their food, and I think that the dads do this too. They chew their food first, and then they spit it back out into their baby's beaks so that it's all chewed up for them and helps them swallow it. Brr, shiver, ah, cuddle. Mom huddles around her chick. In its icy world, the chick stays warm. There's another vocabulary word. Icy. Icy means covered with ice. And very cold. So they're huddled together to stay warm, waiting for this little guy's feathers to come in to help it stay warm too. Hello, how are you? The chicks find friends in its colony. Baby chicks play while their parents find food. It's like a big play date. This kind of reminds me of what we do in our classroom. We all hang out together in our community. Look at all of those little baby chicks. They all hatch around the same time, and then they can grow up together. Ooh, I'm gonna go this way. Waddle, waddle, belly slide! The young penguins go for an icy ride. Back they hop across rocky ground. Ooh, I saw 2 vocabulary words. I saw the rocky ground, covered with rocks, and I saw the word icy, covered with ice. It was rocky and icy. You can see them going across the ground. They're all walking together, having their penguin play date. Oh, look. Starting to get its feathers coming in. Molt, scratch, pick. Fluffy feathers fall off the chick. With its beak, it preens new waterproof feathers. Ooh, that means that it's almost time for the babies to go swimming. And I think I saw fluffy. Vocabulary word, soft and puffy like feathers. Oh, it's time. Their feathers have grown in. Splish, splash. It's time to learn swift swimming skills. The penguin chick needs speed to catch a tasty swarm of krill. Tasty means delicious. So penguins think krill are very tasty. We might not think that. Some people might. But penguins sure do love krill. Oh, and I'm also seeing icy, one of our vocabulary words. You go first. No, you jump in. Through cold ocean waves, penguins seem to fly. Their wings act as flippers. You can see the penguin under the water right here swimming, using its wings to help it, like our arms, or like a seal's flippers, helping it swim. The chick swims up for air. It dives down deep. Catch a fish. Swallow it live. Yum. Remember, we said they think they're delicious. Yum. Or tasty. That was our vocabulary word. Now it's time for goodbye. The young penguin is off to catch fishy snacks. Someday it will return to build its own nest. Go. almost all grown up, ready to go off on its own and learn how to catch fish and survive by itself without its mom and dad. Oh, and look, this is a nonfiction book, so we know sometimes in nonfiction books it has a glossary at the end. This gives us some vocabulary words and what those words mean in the book. That's a glossary. This one has words such as colony, krill, molt, pip, preen, swarm, and swift. So this book tells us a little bit more about the words, kind of like what we were doing with our vocabulary words. It gives us even more so that we know exactly what the book's talking about. Okay, before we end our video today, let's quickly go over our vocabulary words one more time. Rocky. Rocky means covered with rocks. We saw that the penguins had rocky nests, and even in the icy areas, there were some rocks coming out. So it was kind of rocky, kind of icy. Fluffy means soft and puffy like feathers. We saw our little chick started getting its little feathers coming out, the fluffy feathers, before the waterproof feathers come in. Icy means covered with ice. So what we were saying is that sometimes in the pictures it was icy and sometimes it was a little rockier. There's different terrain, different kinds of places and things that the penguins could walk on. And our last vocabulary word was tasty. Tasty means delicious. Those penguins thought krill were very tasty. Okay, that's the end of our book, A Baby Penguin Story. Thanks for listening, everyone.